Anyway, welcome back to Vegas Unwrapped. Aaron Phillips, Ricky Cash, Hawkeye Mark on the board. We thank you for listening, no matter where you have us plugged into. Hopefully you are cool listening to Vegas Unwrapped wherever the heck you are, because it's hot out there. Special in-studio guest, Denise Michaels, award-winning author, #1 bestseller, Testosterone-Free Marketing, sharing her ideas and direction of writing books.
I think it's great because, you know, it's like you said before, Denise, there are so many people out there that say, boy, I can write a book. And then they go to start the book and they go, I don't know what to do. So tell us, what is the process that one should follow that wants to write let's say, a how-to book?
Okay, well, and that's a great example because that's what I specialize, is helping people write how-to books. So let's say somebody wanted to write, I don't know, let's say a cookbook. And, you know, they come from, I don't know, an Italian family, and they've been cooking these great Italian recipes, and now they want to kind of put it out to the world. You know, the first thing they would want to do is sort of look at what other Italian cookbooks are out there. There's a process called a competitive analysis, and you look at different factors of the Italian books that are out there, and you kind of decide, how can I make mine different? How can I make mine unique? I have a friend right now, she's writing an Italian cookbook, and it's Sicilian, you know, which is a little bit different than the boot of Italy, right?
It's the southern portion, and it's a whole different type of eating.
It's a whole different thing, and the other thing is that she happens to be a singer, and so it's kind of about music as well. You know, that's kind of interspersed in it, so that makes it unique and different. So that process of finding out what's going to make your book unique, special, and different. And the thing is, when you see all those Italian cookbooks, you can't get discouraged. You know, or when you see all those books on fitness, or all those books on, you know, how to increase your confidence level, or whatever it is, you can't get discouraged, because there are people out there who are going to resonate with what you have to say and the way you have to say it, and there's other people who are going to resonate with somebody else, Dr. Wayne Dyer, or, you know, somebody like that. So that's a first step, is kind of getting clear on what's unique about your book. The outline process, we discussed that before. The next thing I have people do is something called an overview, which includes kind of drilling down even more into who is your target audience, what makes your book groundbreaking or unique, why are you the ideal person to write the book. Okay, some of those questions, and you know, what's it about? What are the benefits? What are people going to walk away with after they read the book? You know, so those things are really, really important to know before you get started. And the more you feel clear about those things, that direction starts falling into place more and more, and you start getting a sense of, okay, this is where I need to start.
So you might tell a person that's writing an Italian cookbook that in order to make their cookbook unique, maybe a picture of the end product that would be put into the book along with the recipe, because that would make people hungry, and they'd see that and they'd say, hey, that's a great idea. I think I'd like to eat that.
Well, with cookbooks, not only do they say, I'd like to eat that, but it's sort of like a motivating thing. And I know there are cooks out there who just care about getting the recipe right, and then there are other cooks at a little more elevated level. They're like, I not only want to make it taste that way, I want to see if I can make it look that way too. You know, so there's different levels depending on that. But I think, you know, I mean, I used to collect cookbooks. Now I get all my recipes online. But I think having pictures in cookbooks is essential. It's really valuable because it's motivating.
It makes you hungry.
Right.
That's what a cookbook should do.
Absolutely. Are there any don't-dos in prepping for a book to write?
Are there any don't-dos in prepping for a book? Don't get frustrated.
Okay.
Don't judge yourself. Don't think everybody else, a lot of it is head stuff, you know. Don't think that everybody else out there has to be better than you because they got published and you're not published yet.
Okay.
Don't freak out about the publishing process. There are so many ways to do it. I mean, you can throw your own book up there on Kindle, you know, or Nook. I know a gal, I'm going to be interviewing her on one of my calls as a guest. She sells thousands of copies of her books on Kindle monthly. monthly. You know, there are lots of different opportunities for publishing, so don't let that freak you out and go, oh, why should I even bother? I don't have a publisher. You know, right? Don't put the cart in front of the horse, so to speak.
Makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Makes definite sense.
What suggestions do you have about distribution of a book? I mean, are there certain, again, do's and don't do's about distribution?
Yeah, get your book distributed.
There you
You know,
go.
it really depends on what you want to do. I mean, there are some people who are perfectly happy to sell their books in the back of the room when they do speaking engagements. There are some people who are happy having a distribution firm do all the shipping for them and they just sell it online or on Amazon. And then there are some people who want to do the route with, you know, with the book tour around the country, you know, like the stars do and everything. You should know that if you want to do the book tour, you are paying for it, unless you are Kim Kardashian or Bill Clinton or something like that. So that's something to be aware of. There is one distribution firm that is considered like the top dog that I would say 90% of the books get distributed through this one firm. It's called Baker Taylor.
Okay.
And that's, you know, that's the top end. But there are lots of ways to get your book out there without having it in Barnes & Noble. More now than ever before.
Sure. You can probably take it right to like an Amazon and all those other avenues as well.
Yeah, there are avenues to take your book to Amazon. They have a division to work with self-published authors. Excuse me, I'm getting a little hoarse here. I had 2 conference calls I was leading today. So anyway, but yeah, there's lots of avenues, lots of ways to do it.
Okay. Talk about your program you have coming up starting in, I believe you said in September, is that right? Or
no,
August?
July.
Oh, July. I'm sorry,
yeah,
July 19th,
yeah.
right?
July 19th. If you go on Facebook, write your book this year. It's great. It's a 6-month program. People meet on, I keep groups very, very small, 6 to 8 people. That's it. And the way that I do this is really interesting because what I found out is that there's really fundamental information I need to share with people, and that's different from sort of the mentoring, coaching, supporting process. So what I've done is I've taken the instruction and put it on professionally edited audios, and they listen to that a couple days before they come on the live call. And then on the live call we say, okay, so how do you take these ideas and use them in your book, you know, in your circumstances?
Okay.
Right? And then there's also a private Facebook group for the people, you know, who are in the group, and they ask me questions all the time and, you know, type out answers, and we talk about how do you test your book titles and how do you do this thing or that thing, or they get more clarity around something we talked about on the live calls. And it's a 6-month program, so that means the people starting in July will be finishing pretty close to end of the year.
Right.
Very nice.
So if people want information about that, how do they get involved or how do they get in touch with you?
They can contact me, Denise Michaels, in Las Vegas. I think I'm the only one in Las Vegas on Facebook. Or go to Write Your Book This Year. It's an event on Facebook for more information. And those are great ways to get started. But, you know, keep in mind, it's not mystery novels or romance novels or poetry books. It's the how-to personal growth area, because there's lots in that area.
There you go. Who knows? Vegas Unwrapped could be sitting on a shelf in a bookstore or on a Kindle edition near you someday.
It could be.
Could be.
It could be.
Who knows? We'll have so much to write about, it'll take about 3 pages.
Yeah, really.
And cover within the lines.
You just let me work with you.
All right.
We'll make it a book.
All right, sounds
We'll make
good.
it a book.
Denise, as always, it's a pleasure seeing you. Thank you for coming on and sharing your new ideas with our audience.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it. We look forward to continued follow-up and success with the book writing stuff. So
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
our pleasure. Denise Michaels, everybody. When we come back on the other side, Cash, it's my favorite time to trap you.
Uh-oh.
Celebrity birthdays.
I left my list at home.
I know, and no
Darn.
dates in history.
I left those home, too.
Because the website...
I wrote them out,
Did
too.
you really?
Yeah,
You were going to cheat again?
A little bit.
See that? God works in mysterious
Yeah,
ways.
he does.
Don't go anywhere. Vegas Unwrapped. We'll be right back.